Correspondent Daniel Scharf covers Southeast Asia from VOA's Bangkok Bureau, but we spoke to him while he was here in Washington.
Our next segment takes place in California, but the story really begins in Iraq. VOA's Lisa Vohra spoke with Los Angeles Bureau Chief Michael Sullivan about a new opera making its debut on the internet.
I have so much. I have too much to.
The Opera Fallujah is inspired by real events. It highlights 72 hours in the life of a U.S. Marine recalling his traumatic experience in Iraq. Charlie Annenberg Weingarten of the internet site explore.org conceived the project.
So Fallujah is based on one of America's most deadly battles and the chaos that ensues when a soldier one day is friends with this young Muslim man, but on the next day, if he sees him, they'll have to kill him.
This is obviously a very hard topic to tackle, to depict this kind of human suffering like that. How did Charlie Annenberg come up with the idea for this opera?
Well, you know, Charlie Annenberg was at a retreat, a fishing retreat, and that's where he, with some veterans who had suffered from PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, and that's where he met Christian ELLIS. And he got talking to him, and he realized that he was an unusual guy in that he had a background in opera. At least his mother was a professional singer, and he had grown up with opera. And so Charlie Annenberg came up with the idea, why don't we put your story to music and tell it in the form of an opera.
If not you.
The opera was staged and recorded in Vancouver with help from a composer and librettist. For the moment, it's being presented in installments on the internet. It was inspired by the experience of U.S. Marine Corps veteran Christian ELLIS, who was changed by what he went through in Fallujah in 2004.
So I took a lot of my own personal experiences that dealt with suicide, that dealt with a lot of dark moments, and turned them into a way that where people can understand.
Can you give me some examples of how they were able to illustrate Ellis's experience?
For the benefit of his friends, guys in his unit, he said he was not going to tell some of the real things that happened, but some of the actual incidents are there. Christian's best friend was shot in the head by a sniper, and he was there and he saw it. And that made a real impact on him, and that's shown in the play. There was also a young guy who, an Iraqi, a 16-year-old Iraqi, who sold DVDs, videos to the troops. And he was killed by insurgents who thought he was cooperating with the Americans. That story is not told directly, but there is a character in the opera, an Iraqi who was killed, and part of the drama involves the mother of the dead Iraqi young guy and the mother of the American Marine, who are singing these laments and in a duet, and it's a very moving part of the opera.
This story is told from both the American and Iraqi perspective. Could you tell me a little bit, how were they able to get the Iraqi perspective?
The main thing they did is they got a librettist, somebody to write the dialogue for the opera, named Heather Raffel, and she's based in New York, and she is Iraqi American. And she is very aware of Iraqi culture. She has her feet, in a sense, in both cultures. And she had done some theater work exploring this theme before. Ellis grew up with opera. He says telling his story in this way was healing.
It's helped me so much that I wish that this kind of therapy was more readily available to veterans. Music, expression.
Did he say anything about how this has helped him?
Yeah, he has lost dozens of close friends, both in combat and through suicide. Wow. And he attempted suicide 4 times. But he said, and you can see this in his face as he's listening to this music, that it has really helped him heal. In fact, he says it has done more than the therapy sessions he's been through, because it really kind of gets to the heart of his experience and helps him go through it and come to terms with it.
Yeah, hopefully other people will be inspired to use some sort of creative outlet to heal.
And that's what he said. He said he's discovered just how healing music can be, and he hopes that music plays more of a role in helping veterans, but not only opera, but other forms of music as a form of self-expression.
A very moving story. Our thanks to LA Bureau Chief Michael Sullivan for bringing it to our attention.